Executives expect new products revenues to be about 30 to 35% of sales. The problem of growth-seeking managers, of course, is that exciting growth of market of tomorrow or small today. Hence, from the perspective of firms seeking successful new product innovation, there are two basic areas of innovation. The one is meeting the unmet markets needs of customers and meeting the existing needs better or more economically, as the director rightly pointed out. Identifying new growth opportunities and overcome the challenges to making their innovation opportunities feasible and profitable. The research solution radically improved the success of new product innovation while meeting technical, financial and time to market requirements. Product innovation is best accomplished by determining the critical requirements for success with sufficient depth and precision to guide development activities before major expenditure is made on design, manufacturing facilities, marketing and distribution efforts. To launch the successful product innovation, the technique is driven and ensure high return on investment, and success is based on need analysis, trend analysis, value analysis and benefit analysis. Product innovation strategy, portfolio management, either to launch process and culture, climate and leadership, easy to say but very hard to achieve in practice. Information and communication technology, as the most growing sector in global economy, enables many organizations and industries to grow and ensure creation of new innovative solutions. We are entering an amazing network society where everything can be benefit from being connected is connected. This means all people in all places but all type of connecting things as well. In a network society, connectivity is the starting point for new ways of innovating, collaborating and socializing. It's all about creating freedom, empowerment and opportunity that further transform industries, societies and people's lives. It is very challenging area with very fast service creation and new very dynamic development process. The product life cycle is very short and requires continuous innovation to have market presence. As far as the government is concerned and the UGC, DST, how they are supporting the R&D. The government plans to increase the research and development budget up to 2% of gross domestic product during the 12th five-year plan from the current level of about 0.9% as per Mr. S. Jaipal Reddy, Union Minister of Science and Technology, Government of India. The government has also introduced several new schemes with public-private partnership PPP to increase spending on R&D. The Government of India further plans to involve the private sector in R&D, mainly sectors like drugs and pharma, supercomputing, solar energy and electronic hardware. The government offers 200% deduction for capital and revenue expenditure incurred by manufacturing companies within house R&D, besides income tax exemption of 125% to 175% on donations made to universities, colleges and other scientific associations. Innovation capacity in the driving force behind the country's growth and competitiveness. A strong interaction between R&D activities and business fosters the dynamic of innovation generation. India planned to set up a dedicated of rupees 500 crores million fund, that is India Inclusive Innovation Fund, to boost scientific innovation that can improve the life of a common man. The Union government will mainly initiate to contribute rupees 100 crores, said Mr. P. Chidambaram. Innovation and R&D are becoming the focus of India's growth story. The need of the hour remains in thinking out the box and work in new ways with the new partners or partners emerging the potential markets. Indian organization can benefit from adapting to open innovation philosophy. India as a market remains important and the competitiveness of Indian companies in global markets have made them valued partners and specialized global independent providers. Rating 2013, India and China are garnering the major share of engineering service revenue. In India, Bangalore seems to be the favored destination for most of the high-tech research and development work happening in the country. For instance, of the 225 new R&D centers that were set up in the country in the last 5 years, more than 30% operate out of Bangalore, followed by Pune. India currently ranked 8th place in spending R&D. The first stands United States, followed by China, Japan, Germany, South Korea, France, United Kingdom, and 8th position goes to India. Students, research scholars, and faculty members, when you glance yesterday's papers of Hindu, you can see how the DST, UGC have supported universities and other institutions. UGC has selected few institutions and colleges for R&D, among which Anna University Chennai was one among them, and UGC has sponsored 155 crores to Anna University Chennai R&D department. So this is the need of the hour of the faculty and research scholar to take research as their career. So faculty members of engineering should treat the engineering students as scientists. The faculty of management department should treat the executives as decision makers, because this chairman of the college, Mr. Dr. R. Murugesan, is a person of visionary leader. At this juncture, I would like to take the great moment of the great leader, the legend, the icon, the man who is a role model of me, who has given me an opportunity to work under him and give various capacity like Professor and Director of Management Studies, Director of Student Affairs, Chief Coordinator of Entrepreneurship Tech, Director of Career Guidance Cell, and moreover, he is the source of inspiration to all of us. He is none other than the chairman of this college and the president of IST, Dr. R. Murugesan. So, I request this forum that you should take research not as a project but as a career. Your wishes, our success. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Capital is something of which none of us can give too much. For our minds, the thanks we give our little business appreciation of. Our neighbors build their philosophy of life. With this words, now I request our professor, Ms. S. Ashmi, Head of the Department of Management Studies, to give the vote of thanks.
I owe my heartfelt thanks to Professor Dr. C. Swarnalata, Professor and Head Deputy Director, Research from Anna University Regional Center, Madurai, for her informative inaugural address on essentialities of FDP on research and development and the surmounting importance in colleges and universities. I endorse my sincere thanks to Professor Dr. R. Ganeshan, Chairman, National Foundation for Entrepreneurship Development, Chennai, for his distinguished presence to this FDP and look forward to his enlightening session by afternoon. I humbly express my gratitude to our chairperson, Dr. P. Tamilarasi Mukesh, for her enduring support and continuous motivation to organize this FDP at our esteemed Ranganath Engineering College. I sincerely thank our principal, Dr. S. Nityanandam, for his valuable suggestions in organizing this FDP. I extend my thanks to our Professor, Dr. P. Shivkumar, the Director, Faculty of Management Studies, for his kindly suggestions in conducting this FDP. I thank all the faculty members from different colleges for their august presence through their participation and support to this FDP. I thank all my fellow faculty members, student coordinators and friends who have been towering support in propagating and implementing the FDP across the teaching fraternity. Last but not least, I thank all the non non-teaching faculty members for their timely services and facilitation to this FDP. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.